You didn't know that. You don't have to take a pill. Watch Barry. You feel better.
Barry star Henry Winkler is dishing on what season 3 has in store. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5. Starting with the latest on Johnny Depp's defamation trial against Amber Heard.
It's been a really big week. The judge had to warn fans who were laughing in the courtroom to maintain order or they would be removed.
The same day, Depp testified about a 2016 incident in which Heard asked to meet up, despite filing a domestic violence restraining order against him.
He says he felt she brought him to that meeting under false pretenses, and he couldn't take it anymore.
Audio of the meeting was played in court, and Depp could be heard threatening to harm himself with a knife. Later in the week, a clinical and forensic psychologist who evaluated Heard for over 12 hours testified that the actress showed signs of personality disorders.
It's important to note that the doctor was hired by Johnny's legal team, and during cross-examination, she admitted she was not board certified.
Depp is suing his ex-wife over a 2018 op-ed she wrote about surviving domestic violence, arguing that being painted as an abuser has ruined his career. Moving on to one very supportive friendship. Lea Michele's got her besties back. During a joint interview with People about their new HBO documentary, Lea told her longtime friend and co-star Jonathan Groff that she would carry his baby if he ever decides to become a dad. The actress, who shares a 2-year-old son with her husband Zandy, says she just loves being pregnant. And while Tiger King's Joe Exotic has a romantic new fiancé behind bars, JoJo Siwa might be giving her ex Kylie Prue another chance. She told Extra that she's very much in love amid rumors that the former couple, who broke up in October after 9 months of dating, are back together. When asked directly whether she and Kylie reconciled, JoJo played it coy, saying, quote, "I'm not saying yes or no. I should have told her I was doing press today and asked her what she wanted me to say." And Megan Fox celebrated her fiancé Machine Gun Kelly on his 32nd birthday, writing that she is honored to love his gorgeous soul and to be the recipient of his love. Next up, the posts you've been loving this week. Cardi B is showing her wild side. The rapper became a survivalist for a day in a new Cardi Tries episode, learning all sorts of new wilderness skills.
I'm scared.
Including how to purify dirty drinking water.
There's a lot of sucking you gotta do.
Halsey has a health update for fans after being in and out of the hospital for the past few weeks. The singer calls chronic illness a complex mystery, but says they're trying their best to keep things normal under difficult circumstances. And talk about supportive siblings. Jonah Hill is sending love to sister Beanie Feldstein as she makes her debut in Broadway's Funny Girl.
Hello, gorgeous.
In multiple posts, Jonah writes how he's floored by Beanie's talent and in awe of his iconic little sis. This week marks People's annual Beautiful issue, led by the stunning, Oscar-winning Dame Helen Mirren.
When I heard I was going to be on the cover of this particular iconic issue of People magazine, I was absolutely gobstruck.
We love Helen for redefining the rules of beauty, or as she calls it, swagger.
Swagger means I'm confident in myself, I'm presenting myself to the world, I'm enjoying the world around me.
We're also celebrating some beautiful friendships.
This was somebody who saw me and cared for the essence of who I am.
On the flip side, I always thought that I could trust her about anything. Her advice is always very good. She's a big I told you so person. If you don't take that advice, you will hear about it.
It is a character flaw.
We met on Euphoria. We were like eating lunch in a church. And we met that one day.
God. All of us were just like, it was so awkward.
And you asked to sit with me and I was like, she's so nice.
And we're embracing how beauty needs so much more than a pretty face.
I like to look like me, and when I get too much makeup put on, too much eyeliner or whatever, I start to not feel like myself.
I love that it's a time that you can get women of substance, men of substance, and you can celebrate both. There's room for lots of different kinds of people being hot.
Today, we're continuing our series on how your favorite stars are getting back out there to enjoy the season, brought to you by Novavax. Many celebs are shining a light on important causes this spring.
There have been so many great charitable events, especially now with the nicer weather. People like Zoe Saldana, Sutton Foster, Hugh Jackman, and Mickey Guyton are not only socializing, they're also giving back.
They're also getting sporty, taking in a game or two, throwing out first pitches, and even hanging out with the mascots.
David Beckham recently had a sweet daddy-daughter date with 10-year-old Harper at an NBA playoffs game. They looked like they had a lot of fun.
There's also no better time to get a little more active. Maybe even run a race?
Bachelor alum Matt James recently ran the Boston Marathon. He crushed it in just over 3 hours and 49 seconds, setting a personal record.
Hollywood is also having fun soaking up the sunshine because there's so much nature to explore and enjoy this time of year.
I'm in the butterfly experience. Look at this beautiful butterfly.
They're not afraid to get their hands dirty.
I love it! We're farming!
And they're looking oh so chic while doing it. Now let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined now by Henry Winkler. The third season of his hit show Barry airs Sunday nights on HBO.
So if you're not teaching anymore, are you gonna go back to performing, or?
My career is Barry. You know that.
For these final 5 minutes of the show, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. Barry tells the story of a hitman named Barry, played by Bill Hader, who joins an acting class while in Los Angeles to kill someone and decides to become an actor. You play his former acting teacher, Gene, and Gene's students are working hard in the hopes of getting their big break. What is one early audition story of yours that you can share?
I went to the Mary Tyler Moore show. They had a character with 4 lines. Mary Tyler Moore at that time was The Friends. It was like the show on television. I walk into the producer's office, I sit down.
Hello.
And he said, I don't have a line, but you're sitting at a table by yourself. And you say, please pass the salt. I took a glass filled with pencils on his desk, emptied it, put the glass down, picked up a pencil, clanged it against the glass. I said, you know what? Don't get up. Don't bother yourself. But if you get a moment, could you pass the salt? By the time I got back, I had the part.
Excuse me, could someone just pass the salt?
Life obviously changes after getting a high-profile role. We, of course, know and love you as the iconic Fonzie.
Hey!
What are 2 ways that your life changed after getting cast in that role?
I made a living so that I could have a family and put food on the table. Honestly, my wife and I went on my first vacation when I met Stacy. We went to Bora Bora.
That trip to Bora Bora, how soon was that in your relationship?
That was pretty soon. It was an amazing place. The people are lovely. Here's a tip. If you go there, you've got to wear sneakers in the water because there is such a thing as a stonefish. How else did it change me? I was known all over the world. I got 55,000 letters a week.
I know, that's why I'm the Fonz.
You're obviously busy shooting Barry these days, but when you finally do get a break, what are 3 activities you enjoy doing?
Grandchildren. Going to the theater and movies. Fly fishing for trout.
I'm sure you're the best grandpa ever.
We took our grandson, we took him to see Hamilton. Jules, we took him to see Cirque du Soleil. This weekend, we're taking our granddaughters to see a play.
Okay, you are the best grandpa ever. It seems like you and Bill Hader have a blast filming this show. And the last time we spoke, you told me that the 2 of you have this tradition of getting breakfast in the morning, and I thought that was really great. So what are 4 things you love about working with him?
I love him. I love his humor.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have these pants in size medium?
Those are women's pants.
At the drop of a hat, something will come out of him that is hilarious. I love that he has got a point of view.
Do you think I'm a bad person, Mr. Cousineau?
I think you are deeply human. Because as an actor, you need a director who gives you structure, because in that structure is freedom. And what a writer.
Oh, Barry, it's about to go off.
And finally, give me 5 words to describe season 3 of Barry.
If you haven't watched Barry, your jaw will drop.
If I don't do this, I don't live!
If you watch Barry, I promise you, you will have a great time.
Can you handle more amazing news?
The third season is the culmination of the last moment of the second season when I realized who killed the love of my life.
You look good.
So do you.
Barry is also funny in the middle of its craziness and darkness.
I need a purpose.
Forgiveness is something that has to be earned. It's like that line in Shawshank Redemption. Get rich or die trying.
And it cures the common cold.
Oh, okay. That's great.
You didn't know that. You don't have to take a pill. Watch Barry. You feel better.
When I met Mr. Cousineau, I was a lost soul.
Here on my own.
He didn't just teach me how to be a better actor. He taught me how to be a human being.
Henry, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, be sure to watch his show, Barry. It airs Sunday nights on HBO. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.